Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. The Lynx, we are not beating the Lynx in the playoffs. Like, that's just not happening. We are not beating the Lynx in the playoffs at all. And that game showed exactly what I said in my video earlier. The Fever do not play defense. They just leave people wide open from three and hope they miss. And early on in the game, Minnesota were missing. Minnesota could not hit a shot early in the game, and the Fever are able to get to break. They're able to break. They're able to score. That was everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. But at the same time, I don't think either team showed their hand. I think that was a game where I don't think either team showed their hand. The Minnesota Lynx just moved the ball like they did, and the Indiana Fever just chose not to play defense. Maybe Christy Sides, the great defensive coach, has something up her sleeves. Has something up her sleeve for the playoffs. But we better pray the Aces hold out and win this game and make the comeback, because we might go and beat the Sun. We're not beating the Lynx. We are not beating the Lynx in the playoffs at all. But in this game, Lexi Hull, I thought was good when she played. I thought for them, Bridget Carlton did not miss in the down the stretch. Fee Collier, she got a very favorable whistle. A very, very favorable whistle. But she still put up 26. Alana Smith hit some big shots. Courtney Williams, who had done nothing early in the game, goes and hits 3 threes down the stretch, and you're like, there's nothing you can do when they're hitting shots the way they were in the second half, especially because you don't play defense. And that is the issue with the Fever. Their defense is not play defense. Their defense is, let's leave you wide open for threes, and pray. And for the Fever, I thought Aaliyah Boston played well. Aaliyah played well. Thought Hull was fine. Alyssa Smith, offensively poor. I thought she did well on the boards. Same with Temi. But I get it. Caitlin Clark has been working on her mid-range game. Who told her to start shooting long step-back twos? Who told her? Like, Caitlin Clark goes 5 of 10, and she goes 3 of 11 inside the 3. And not only that, she wasn't aggressive. She just kept shooting. She didn't go strong to the basket once in the game. Actually, no, she did. She got fouled. After, in her defense, she did get hacked by Fee Collier late in the game. Or late enough in the game, and they didn't call it. And they didn't... and she was scared to go to the basket after that. She was just shooting crazy fadeaways, or crazy floaters. That is the worst game I've ever seen Kelsey Mitchell play. And it summarizes everything that is good and bad about Kelsey Mitchell. When Kelsey Mitchell spots up, she is great. When Kelsey Mitchell attacks closeouts, attacks rotations, and she can use her first dribble to get by people and she's just too fast, she is great. When Kelsey Mitchell starts going dribble in isolation, she is a detriment. She is the worst of the Enriques. When she starts going dribble, she is the worst of the Enriques. And by the Enriques, I mean Kelsey Plum, Jewel Lloyd, Enrique, Ryan Howard, the shooting guards that just shoot. Kelsey Mitchell is one of the best off-the-ball shooting guards in the league. And you might be saying, and people are like, oh, her stats say she's good in isolation. Yes, because a reversal into a one-dribble blow-by is considered an isolation based on the stats. Kelsey Mitchell is one of the worst shot creators, as in if you give her the ball in the middle of an offense, she starts going dribble. Ever since she's lost player of the month, she started playing dumb basketball again. The last 2 games, everything good about Kelsey Mitchell post-Olympic break, she's gone away from. She has gone back to the Kelsey Mitchell that probably did not deserve the time to be an all-star. I don't genuinely think that, you look at this stat line, it doesn't look that bad. She was garbage today. She was absolutely garbage. Caitlin Clark had times where she was great. She had a 17-point first half, and then she hit an absolutely huge 3 to make it a 2-point game, or a 4, or It was a 3-point game. And they made a great pass to Aaliyah Boston to make it a 1-point game. And then with 5 minutes to go, 77-78, all the momentum, Caitlin Clark hooping. She's after going on one of her Caitlin Clark runs. Gets a massive block. Has the fast break to be ran. Is running in a layup. She has a chance at a layup. They're playing defense. They're going to foul her. And she just throws the ball to the other team. Like, it wasn't even like a pass near Temi. She tried the hardest pass of her career. She just threw the ball to the other team. And like, I thought in general, up until that point, that was with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I thought Caitlin Clark was exceptional. Yes, she had a few turnovers. She had 3 turnovers with the balls thrown directly to Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah Boston played hot potato with the ball. I genuinely thought, up until 5 minutes to go, Caitlin Clark was exceptional. Caitlin Clark played 5 of the worst minutes of her season. Other than the pass where she hit Kelsey Mitchell. Or did she hit Kelsey Mitchell at that stage? That's fine. But also, the team literally does not know how to play basketball when Caitlin Clark's not on the floor. Like, they look like the worst team in the W when Caitlin's not on the floor. Because the ball just goes to Kelsey Mitchell and she just goes dribble, and hope and prays for the best. And like, steps back, shoots a long 2, and just chucks. Like, the Aces came back to win after a 24-point first half, which is crazy. But Christy sides, I don't know. I just don't know. But the Lynx are just a better team. The Lynx are just the better team. And that's all I can say. The Lynx are just better than us. They're better coached. They play better team basketball. They've got a star in Fee Collier. They are just the better team. They're absolutely the better team. But Caitlin Clark, like, I thought she was brilliant through 3.5 quarters. She was brilliant through 3.5. She was terrible in the last 5 minutes. She just kept shooting floaters and long 2s. Like, I get it, she worked on that. But like, who told her that that's your game? You shot 5 of 10 from difficult 3s. Attack hard. Like, if you gaining a floater means the attacking hard comes out of your game. I know obviously she'd been better than that. But this was a bad loss. And not because of a loss to the Lynx. It was how you lost the game. Just a horrible end to the second quarter where you're up 10 and you make 2 dumb plays. And then a horrible, horrible third quarter. And when Caitlin Clark's not in the game, this is the worst team in the W. So, yeah. The one player I would say when it was a 1-point game that I would have said was faultless of their big players was Clark. But that last 5 minutes was terrible. For a player who's been so good in crunch time, she was terrible today. On a positive note, like, we're not going to get refereed that badly again. Like, they're not going to let us get mauled in the paint for no calls. We're not going to get ref that badly again. But also, like, we need to learn. It needs to be a learning experience. Kelsey Mitchell cannot. If Kelsey Mitchell there has to be a rule. She needs to be coached like she is a 10-year-old. Where it's like, if you take more than 3 dribbles and you shoot the ball, you're subbed off. That needs to be a rule. Kelsey Mitchell cannot shoot after 3 dribbles. Because I wish there was a stat that would have that. I would say her percentages probably go from 60 to 30 off more than 3 dribbles. She should not be allowed to shoot if she takes more than 3 dribbles. Because she goes from, she's turning into Monte Ellis versus being a Klay Thompson. Yes, that's exactly it. When Kelsey Mitchell plays like Klay Thompson, she is the best shooting guard in the WNBA. When she plays like Monte Ellis, she is a detriment to her team. And the problem is she played like Monte Ellis today. And this was a bad... Atlanta won. Wow. Jesus. The Wings are choke artists. But still. That was... The Lynx are much better coach. We're not beating the Lynx. Like, it's good the Connecticut Sun lost and the Lynx won. Like, that is as good as we can possibly get. Like, we need the Lynx in that too, because we are not beating the Lynx. We can't beat this team. Like, I think we can beat any team other than the Lynx. We can't beat this team. Like, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell both shot 50% from 3. They both shot 50% from 3. We shot as a team not far off 50% from 3. And we still lost by 11 because we just left them wide open. We can't beat this team. We genuinely cannot beat this team. They are just that much better than us. They're not just better than us tonight. They are better than us. The Sun is a tough matchup because of their individual defense. Yes, but the Sun are not as good as this team. We can, the Sun might just shoot 10% from the field in a game. The Sun might go for 55 points in a game because they just can't hit a shot. The Minnesota Lynx are too good on offense. We cannot beat them because we do not play defense, and Christy Sides is the worst defensive coach. We literally cannot beat this team.